So today I'm going to talk about the differences between risk in startups versus risks in business acquisitions. Let's get to it. So hey, my name is Moran Pober. I'm the founder of Acquisitions.com, and I'm here to share my journey in the business buying world so I can help you buy businesses as well and build your wealth that way too. So I'm getting messages from people who don't understand why I believe that buying businesses is much less riskier than starting a business from scratch. They're talking about things like the fact that, hey, if I start a business from scratch, it's only me risking my time, versus if I buy businesses, I risk a lot of money as well, which isn't the case at all, because I'm proof and my clients are proof that you can use other people's money and downgrade your risk 100% actually. So today I'm going to share with you all those things to make sure that you understand why I believe that buying businesses is much less riskier than starting a business from scratch. So I'll start actually with the point that today everything in life got a risk, right? You can go out there to the street and get hit by a bus, and that's risky, right? Just going down the road. At the same time, buying real estate, starting a business from scratch, heck, taking money out of having a job is risky. Saving money in a job and investing in an index fund now they can be risky as well, especially when we're getting close to a recession. So nowadays everything is risky to some extent. It's just you making a decision of what risk you want to take. Do you want to stay in a job and risk the fact that you're going to get fired and never probably build wealth in a regular job, unless you're like the second person who got hired on Facebook or these huge companies, right? Or are you willing to take a little bit more risk, like doing things like potentially calling to people and getting hang up, right? People like cursing you and telling you, hey, don't talk to me, right? That's a risk as well, risk to your perhaps self-esteem. So you need to make the decision, where do you want to put your risk at? After we consider personal risks, you need to understand the risk between a startup versus an established business. And the best way to look at it is to go to a bank and figure out why banks are willing to put money into established businesses versus startups. And you'll find out that when they finance established businesses, they have a lot of assets that they can use to back up those loans that they're giving you, right? When you're coming up with just a startup idea, there's only so much they can do and help you with, because they're relying just on you personally. So actually, when you have a startup and you want to raise capital, especially if it's from banks, you're going to be much more personally liable versus if you do it the right way with businesses. Because when you buy an existing business, it's a business that can buy that business and take loans. So you don't need to be personally liable at all, which means you don't have a risk, even if something happens to that business for whatever reasons, which shouldn't be the case if you know what businesses to look at. And just for the fact that with an established business, you have so many assets that you can use as a backup to that loan. I mean, just go out there and talk to banks and you'll get so many term sheets and offers for loans on buying an existing business versus a startup. You'll get no offers on a startup unless it's you personally taking the loan, right? And just them looking at you personally and the line of credit that you can personally take, versus here, it's them looking at the business. Also with startups, first of all, I see many people try to start like Shopify companies and e-commerce and consulting and all those cool things that are going on right now online. The problem there is that it's just so competitive, especially in the dropshipping e-commerce space. You have no unique product. You're selling something that thousands of other people are selling, and you're selling a product that's coming from Alibaba that takes like 3-4 weeks to get to a client. To compete in that market and make good money, even if your startup capital is sometimes zero, the chances of you making good money from it and making it over a long period of time is very, very small, right? Or if you have a cool technology idea and you want to raise capital for that, a regular bank, like I said, won't give you money. So you'll need to find very specialized investors that know very specifically what sector you're in and believe in you so much. And even when they do that and put money in you, you need to understand, I have friends who are partners in venture capital firms. They know that they're going to invest in 10 companies and maybe one will be a big win for them. They expect 9 out of 10 to be losses. but they understand that if they're investing in 10 companies, they'll make money. But for you as the entrepreneur who's putting all of his time and sometimes money and 24 hours of his days and years of his life, why would you want to be that person who's trying to be that 1 out of 10 basically who makes it? Compare that to buying something established, existing, that's perhaps a little bit more boring business, like, I don't know, an engineering business, right? Or a construction business. But that business exists for 10, 20 years sometimes, 30 years sometimes. The chances of that business to go down, and also because the fact that it's not a sexy industry, there is almost no competition there in those boring industries compared to the exciting industries. And another thing to pay attention to is the fact that when you're buying an established business, it's much easier to teach you something that is already proven versus when you're starting from scratch. It's just you trying to figure out so many different things. And the chances of you figuring it out from scratch is just much lower. You're gonna need to test a lot of money on different ads and products, versus if you go and buy something established, you can learn those things from the owner who will teach you everything that he knows about the business that he's running for 10, 20 years, because he want to make sure that you're not going to fail and basically drown and destroy his baby, his business that he built for so many years. Now, if you agree with me on that, like this video right now, please, and subscribe. And I know you're probably asking right now, okay, so I understand that buying businesses, established businesses, is less risky. How do I actually retire from owning businesses? How do I become financially free? And that's why I created this video. Go and watch it right now. It's about how you can retire from businesses. So go and click this link right now, and I'll see you there in a bit.